We're told you're going to be coming back with a show, DWSR. This is it. And this is basically where I share things from my podcast that I don't talk about in my YouTube videos. So I have sort of, two things going on. I want to make sure the information kind of goes cross back and forth. It won't be the same because on DWSR with Melted Zeus, you're gonna hear a lot about different issues that you can see in the gaming world and everywhere else. So let's get started talking. First, I've noticed that everybody's getting into retro games now. That's becoming a big thing. I'm seeing Nintendo 64s and Sony PlayStation 1s and all types of different types of gear that's coming out. That's really comes stuff from my childhood, some of it. And they say it's even worth some money. So if you got some old PlayStations in your garage or something, or an old Nintendo, the original, these can bring in quite a bit of money. They're nostalgic, I guess, right now. So it's not just the newest game systems coming out, it's also the older game systems. And this is creating its own community within gaming. I mean, there are folks who just deal with sort of small handheld games that only play, the old sort of Street Fighter type games. And they're into it. I enjoy them. I know I do have a couple of games like that. But if you don't want to spend a whole bunch of money on like a huge console, then I probably would just go with something more like a handheld. Now, as far as gameplay, Call of Duty, man, I love Call of Duty. However, is it just me or do the updates take way too long? I feel like I'm waiting 9 to 10 hours just for an update off my Call of Duty. And I have Google Wi-Fi, so it should go pretty fast. I'm not saying I'm disappointed when the updates are done. I'm just saying that, man, it takes a long time, and if you really don't have good Wi-Fi or internet in your home, this can seem like a full day or two before you actually get a game loaded up for an update. However, I like the idea. I like the seasons they're doing. I think it's all great and it's all good. So I'll never have anything to say about Call of Duty, but as you can see, there's another Black Ops coming out, and they've been showing that off. So I'm sure we're all excited to see what that's going to bring. Hopefully they stick to the basics. There was a point, I think, during Modern Warfare 3 or 4, where you noticed that they went really futuristic. And people liked it for a while, but this is stuff that we just weren't using in our everyday. It didn't seem very realistic. I liked it a lot because I'm a big Titanfall fan. So it has a lot of futuristic aspects to it, and I enjoy that type of gameplay. It allows you to do something in the game that normally wouldn't be possible in real life. But as more and more games come out of combat and reality, people want something that appears more real. So I think they kind of came back with this last Modern Warfare, and you just had real gameplay, just two teams going out there trying to take each other out. Another thing was, I noticed they had a big tournament. Now, I don't know what this meant, but I was looking at it and it says $4.2 million. I'm like, is that what they're gonna win if they win this tournament? I need to get much better at my Call of Duty game if that's what's going on, because I had no idea that was going on. And people were watching the tournament. There are definitely people out here who are extremely good at this game. There are teams, they come together, and these guys are professionals. And apparently now they compete for large amounts of money. So if you're one of those top Call of Duty folks out there and you feel like, man, my game is just impeccable, I would advise you to start looking at some of these teams and tournaments. There may be a career in that, considering they're giving out that much money for first prize. I always talk about games and everything when I get on here. What do I think about them? My son plays a lot of Roblox and Minecraft. I like both of them. However, I don't let him go on there alone. And the same thing with any other game. When you have these big multi-games like Roblox and Minecraft, there's a lot of people on there. I kind of found out about this like by happenstance. I was watching him play one day and I just realized the chat popped up, and I realized the conversation seemed more than just children. There's a lot of adults on this game, and if your kid's playing Roblox, you might want to keep an eye on what they're doing who they're chatting with, who you allow them to chat with, even if you allow them to chat. You know, if you've got a 10-year-old or something, I'm not sure you want them on these games, and that's with any of those games. Whether they're 10, 11, 12, you know, even Call of Duty, the language can get pretty colorful, and the conversations can too. So be wary, keep an eye on your kid. I don't need to tell you that. Everybody knows this, that you have to be a little more careful when dealing with games like Roblox, Minecraft, where you have a lot of adults who still enjoy the game, they still play, and they're still pretty active in it, and they chat. Because gaming in itself, if you think about the culture, has become kind of a social media. We communicate through our chat, through our teams and things like that. We talk about everything from the game to what you did today. So gaming world has now become definitely a new social platform for people just to talk and communicate while they play the game. That being said, it is fun. It's a great stress reliever to play games. The age ranges are going from, you know, everything from as early as 5 all the way to people in their 90s. I had read an article about a lady who was like in her 90s, and she lives in Japan, and she actually plays video games. You know, I'm not sure how complicated these games are, but she plays video games in order to keep her fingers fluent as she gets older, so she can use them better. I was kind of surprised about that. However, it crosses all ages, and it's become a huge social platform. I think if anyone even looks at Twitch, which is really a gaming platform for streaming, there's all sorts of things being streamed on Twitch. So I say, as gaming world grows, it's definitely going to mesh into our normal social networks, and it's just going to become deeper and deeper. I see gaming becoming something that we not just, you know, you have a certain section of society does, but we all talk about from day to day. You know, everybody's going to have some sort of affiliation with gaming, or watching the gamers, being a moderator, or just having your favorite streams of gamers. Because with coronavirus and everything getting us all locked up, regular sports seem to be going the way of the, I don't know. We haven't been able to really go to many sports games this year. 2020's been pretty tough on us. So gaming's kind of picked up. And I can just really see this becoming more of a sport that's recognized than just something that people just think is just child's play. You know, I remember when I was younger, I don't want to date myself, but I remember when hip hop was getting started, people used to think it was just sort of some silly thing, these guys kind of rhyming and doing this poetry to music. And, you know, eventually more people started listening to it, and this grew into a whole industry. You know, hip hop industry is like huge now. The same thing I see happening to the gaming world. However, the gaming world is already pretty big. It's just kind of a closed item still. I still feel gamers kind of live in their own little section of the community, and everybody else is out there. So I can see it growing. I hope it does. I do think it's a good way for people to meet up, relieve some stress playing a game, and, you know, kind of take them away from their regular day of normal problems and worries. Here on this show, what I want to be talking about is just some of the things that gaming's benefits, some of their negativities, and some of the things going on in the gaming world, some of the conventions, what new designs are coming out, what new games are coming out. I will mention one. If you're a PC gamer, or somebody who's considering getting into more PC gaming, that's on the come up. However, consoles are coming closer to it. I saw this game system that was basically, they call it Origin. Now, I'm not sure how many of these things have been sold, but if you look at Origin systems, you'll find that they have this computer system that integrates a PlayStation 4 and an Xbox One. So you get like a PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and it's like a computer PC. I said, man, you know, this box is kind of huge. Hopefully they make one for the PS5. I don't see them putting all three into one of them. But if they had something that just was a PC and an Xbox One, I'd be interested in that. I can see that in the future where you can have these massive systems. The company's name is Origin. The box, like I said, man, it must sit about, wow, it's just higher than most computer towers that you'll find. So, but to me, it's like the beast of consoles you could have today if you're a gamer. And I think having the right gear as a gamer and everything is very important, especially if you're going to really enjoy the game. I'm going to have a show on that where I talk about the different things you might see in gaming gear and what type of things you need to avoid. However, today I just want to give you a general idea of what our show is about. If you have any ideas you want to add to the show, anything you'd like to say, I'll be glad to hear it. Anything you'd like me to talk about. What I will say is this: I can't wait for the PlayStation 5 nor the Xbox X Series. I think they're both going to be awesome boxes, and man, I just wish they would put them out for sale earlier. I did hear PS5 was putting out a pre-order soon, so I'm not sure, but if I find out, I'll let you know. And other than that, that's really all I wanted to do, was kind of give you an intro to the show. That I'm going to start doing a few more videos on talking about gaming, what I think about gaming, the culture, where it's going, and hey, keep gaming. Thanks a lot for joining me. This is Melted Zeus 63285 DWSR.